It rises from the River Thames like a scene from a dream, elegant, symmetrical, and unmistakably London. Yet for over a century, visitors have looked up in awe and called it by the wrong name, London Bridge. But this is Tower Bridge, the true icon of the city. Built in the twilight of the 19th century, it was more than a crossing. It was a declaration, a symbol of a capital at the height of an empire which dared the world to match its vision and engineering might. When it opened in 1894, Tower Bridge was a marvel of its age. Two towering spires in neo-Gothic armor, joined by steel walkways that seemed to touch the clouds. Inside, giant engines powered the bridge's great drawbridge, rising gracefully to let tall ships pass, their sails vanishing into the London mist. Each brick and beam spoke of a city unafraid to blend beauty with function, history with progress. Today, the same towers still stand, but the heartbeat of the bridge has changed. Its once steaming engine rooms now whisper with quiet echoes of the past, while thousands cross each day, chasing their own piece of the London story. And when night falls, the bridge comes alive once more, its lights reflecting off the Thames, glowing like a memory that refuses to fade. A bridge built for an empire, still standing proud in the heart of a modern world. Next, we have one of Italy's greatest man-made wonders, which is Santa Maria del Fiore. It rises above Florence like a vision from another time, grand and impossible to forget. The Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore has captivated the world since 1436, when its final stone was set and the Great Red Dome crowned the city. Every inch of its facade is a masterpiece, carved from marble in shades of green, red, and white. Statues and intricate details cover its Gothic surface, catching the Tuscan light as if the stone were alive. 3 massive bronze doors stand at its entrance, each one telling a story of faith and ambition. Above them, Brunelleschi's dome commands the skyline. The structure is vast and daring, a design that pushed the limits of its age and forever changed the history of architecture. Inside, the grandeur softens into calm. The space feels quiet, almost bare, yet alive with the weight of centuries. Frescoes, tombs, and sacred art linger in the shadows, each one echoing the spirit of Florence. This is more than a cathedral. It is the heart of Florence, a monument to human vision and the unshakable need to create something that endures. Beneath the quiet earth of Xi'an lies one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in human history. Thousands of life-sized warriors standing in silence, frozen in formation for more than 2,000 years. The Terracotta army was created in the 3rd century BC, an eternal guard for China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. Hidden in vast underground chambers, these soldiers were meant to protect him in the afterlife. For centuries, they slept beneath the soil, forgotten by time. Then, in the 1970s, local farmers digging for a well uncovered fragments of clay and the first glimpse of an ancient army reborn. Only a fraction has been unearthed, and around 600 pits still lie untouched, their secrets sealed by centuries of silence. 3 of these immense chambers are now open to the public, preserved within the Museum of the Terracotta Army. Each figure is unique, carved by hand with astonishing precision. Every face tells its own story, a soldier's pride, a general's resolve, a craftsman's devotion. It took more than 40 years of labor to complete this army, a masterpiece of endurance and imagination. What was once a tomb now stands as a window into the soul of ancient China, silent, eternal, unforgettable. And if you think the Terracotta Army was amazing, you won't believe what's coming next. In the heart of Singapore stands a vision of the future where nature and technology intertwine in breathtaking harmony. Gardens by the Bay is not just a park. It is a 101-hectare world of imagination, built on reclaimed land that is transformed into a living work of art. Officially opened in 2012, it redefines what a botanical garden can be. Towering super trees rise into the sky, reaching more than 160 feet high. At night, they come alive in a spectacle of color and light, casting a glow that turns the city into something almost otherworldly. The Flower Dome, the largest glass greenhouse on the planet, shelters rare plants from every corner of the world. Just steps away, the Cloud Forest offers a different kind of experience. A misty mountain under glass where orchids and ferns thrive beside a 115-foot indoor waterfall. Every path in the garden invites exploration. Every detail feels alive with purpose. Gardens by the Bay is more than a garden. It is Singapore's promise to the future, where nature still has a place among steel and light. Next is the Taj Mahal. In the heart of northern India stands a monument that feels almost alive, a masterpiece carved from white marble and memory. The Taj Mahal is more than a mausoleum. It is a love story written in stone. Commissioned by Emperor Shah Jahan in the 17th century, it was built in honor of his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal. Every curve, every reflection, every detail speaks of a devotion that time cannot erase. The monument has been called a teardrop on the cheek of eternity, and when you stand before it, the name feels true. The Taj is not a single structure, but a complex of beauty and balance. Beyond the shining dome lies a world of symmetry and grace, with reflecting pools, red sandstone buildings, and gardens that seem to float in silence. As the sun shifts, the marble changes color, glowing in soft gold, pale pink, or pure silver beneath the moon. It is one of the most perfect creations of Mughal architecture, a promise kept across centuries. The Taj Mahal endures as both a tomb and a testament to love that refused to fade. Looking at this next man-made wonder, the Moai statues are truly stunning. Far out in the South Pacific, on a small and windswept island, stand hundreds of silent giants. The Moai of Easter Island are among the most mysterious creations in human history. Each statue is carved from volcanic stone, some standing over 30 feet tall and weighing more than 80 tons. Even if you've never heard their name, their faces are instantly familiar. Gazing toward the island's interior as if guarding something sacred, more than 800 Moai were carved by the Rapa Nui people between 400 and 1500 AD. Working with simple basalt tools, it is believed each statue took nearly a year to complete. Every one of them was shaped by hand, a labor of devotion and purpose that still defies explanation. Theories suggest they were built to honor ancestors or to bless the land, ensuring fertility and balance. Whatever their true meaning, the Moai remain a haunting reminder of human creativity, faith, and endurance. On this isolated island in the Pacific, the giants still stand, watching the horizon in eternal silence. Next is Mont Saint-Michel. Rising from the tides of Normandy, Mont Saint-Michel looks like something pulled from a medieval movie. Perched a kilometer off the French coast, this island fortress has stood for more than 1,000 years, defying time and tide. The monastery at its peak dates back to the 8th century, a place of worship and wonder that still echoes with the prayers of centuries past. Its winding streets, ancient chapels, and weathered stone walls tell stories of monks, pilgrims and kings who once walked its narrow paths. When the tide rushes in, the sea surrounds the island completely, turning it into a floating fortress shimmering in the light. And when the waters recede, the sands reveal a different world, quiet and timeless. Once, Mont Saint-Michel could only be reached during low tide, but today, a pedestrian and shuttle bridge connects it to the mainland, allowing travelers to cross at any hour. It remains one of France's most captivating sights, a place where faith and legend meet the sea. In the heart of Luxor stands a place that once held the power of gods and kings. The Karnak temple complex is not a single temple, but an entire city of stone, larger than most ancient cities that ever existed. It took over 2,000 years to build, with each pharaoh adding their own mark of devotion and authority. Across the vast grounds rise temples, obelisks, and shrines, each one carved with the stories of Egypt's divine rulers. Walk the Avenue of Sphinxes, a grand path that once connected Karnak to Luxor Temple. Ahead lies the Great Hypostyle Hall, a forest of massive sandstone columns soaring toward the sky. Nearby, the sacred lake shimmers in stillness, and the ancient granite scarab rests beside it, a symbol of rebirth and protection. Karnak is not just a ruin of stone. It is a memory of a civilization that sought eternity and came closer than most. The Shwedagon, or Great Dragon Pagoda in Yangon, is considered the most sacred Buddhist site in Myanmar because it is believed to contain a strand of Buddha's hair and other holy relics. The origins of the Shwedagon are lost in antiquity, but it is estimated that the pagoda was first built by monks sometime between the 6th and 10th centuries AD during the Bagan period. The temple complex is filled with glittering, colorful stupas, each symbolizing the spiritual path toward enlightenment. At the center stands the main stupa, an awe-inspiring 326-foot-high structure completely covered in gold. A stupa is a dome-shaped monument that holds sacred relics and serves as a place for meditation and devotion in Buddhist tradition. As the sun sets, the entire pagoda glows brilliantly, reflecting its golden surface across the city and creating a breathtaking display of faith and beauty. But that's not all. Wait until you see this next one. Pena Palace is easily the most colorful wonder on this list. Perched high in the Sintra Mountains just outside Lisbon, Portugal, this fairy tale castle bursts with vivid yellows and reds that make it impossible to miss. Completed in 1854, it was built in the Romanticist style, blending Gothic, Moorish, and Manueline influences into one striking masterpiece. Its imaginative design feels almost dreamlike, with turrets, domes, and intricate carvings scattered throughout the palace grounds. The views from its ramparts and gardens are stunning, offering sweeping panoramas of the surrounding hills and coastline. Exploring Pena Palace is like stepping into a storybook, and its exotic, extravagant architecture makes it one of Portugal's most unforgettable landmarks. Located in Vatican City, St. Peter's Basilica is the largest church in the world and one of the most iconic landmarks of Christianity. A masterpiece of Italian Renaissance architecture, its construction began in 1506 and involved several legendary artists and architects, including Michelangelo, who designed its magnificent dome. This is the place where the Pope addresses tens of thousands of worshippers gathered in St. Peter's Square, creating one of the most powerful spiritual scenes on earth. The current basilica replaced the original structure that stood on the same site since around 360 AD. It is believed to be built directly over the tomb of St. Peter, one of Jesus' apostles and the first pope, making it one of the holiest sites in Christendom. Machu Picchu stands as one of the greatest symbols of the Incan civilization, a breathtaking site nestled high in the Peruvian Andes. Before the arrival of the Spanish, this remarkable complex served multiple purposes. It was an imperial retreat, a fortress, and a sacred site for religious ceremonies, including human sacrifices meant to honor and appease the gods. Remarkably, Machu Picchu remained untouched during the Spanish conquest and was lost to time until its rediscovery by American historian Hiram Bingham in 1911. Built from meticulously polished stone blocks that fit together without mortar, the city showcases the precision and sophistication of classical Incan architecture. With its panoramic mountain views and mysterious past, Machu Picchu continues to be Peru's most visited and most celebrated archaeological treasure. For nearly 1,000 years, Hagia Sophia held the title of the largest cathedral in the world, and it remains one of the most awe-inspiring architectural achievements ever built. Originally completed in 537 during the reign of Emperor Justinian, when Istanbul was still known as Constantinople, Hagia Sophia began its life as an Eastern Orthodox cathedral. After the Ottoman conquest in 1453, it was transformed into a mosque, and today it stands as a museum that welcomes visitors of all faiths. Its vast dome appears to float effortlessly above the central hall, a masterpiece of engineering and a defining example of Byzantine architecture. As you wander through Hagia Sophia's grand interior, the layers of history reveal themselves. Christian mosaics, Islamic calligraphy, and centuries of artistry woven together to tell the story of a city that has long been a crossroads of civilizations. So, as we come to the final locations, wait until you see the last one. It is out of this world. Standing proudly on the edge of Sydney Harbour, the Sydney Opera House is a masterpiece of 20th century architecture. Designed by Danish architect Jorn Utzon, its soaring white sails were inspired by the image of a great ship gliding across the water. Completed in 1973, this world-renowned structure is more than just a building. It is a vibrant cultural hub, home to multiple performance venues that host over 1,500 events every year, from grand operas and symphonies to modern theater and dance. Framed by the sparkling waters of the harbour and the lush Royal Botanic Gardens, the Sydney Opera House is not only Australia's most recognisable landmark, but also a lasting symbol of creativity and innovation on a global stage. Finally, we have the International Space Station. Orbiting 250 miles above the Earth, the International Space Station stands as one of humanity's greatest engineering feats and most remote outposts. In the 1990s, space agencies from around the world joined forces to design and assemble this vast laboratory in the sky. Its modules were constructed across multiple nations, then launched into orbit piece by piece to form a single, interconnected habitat. Inside, astronauts live and work in an environment about the size of a large house, complete with 6 sleeping quarters, 2 bathrooms, and even a gym to counteract the effects of zero gravity. Beyond daily routines, the International Space Station serves as a floating research hub where groundbreaking experiments are conducted in biology, physics, and materials science. Since it became continuously inhabited in the year 2000, nearly 300 people have called the station home, proof of what global collaboration can achieve beyond the limits of Earth. If you enjoyed exploring some of the world's most iconic man-made wonders, make sure to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more journeys to extraordinary places around the globe. Thanks for watching.